What if the biggest questions about God weren't answered in some ancient, dusty text, but in a high school courtyard? We're about to dive into a wild philosophical battle, a real clash between divine powers that kind of forces us to question everything we think we believe in. And it all kicks off under a very, very weird sky.
Yeah, just listen to that line. It paints such a bizarre, unnatural picture, right? The air is humming, the whole world feels charged, like it's holding its breath right before a huge storm. It is the absolute perfect atmosphere for a simple argument about God to get, well, intensely, terrifyingly real. And right in the middle of it all, here are our players. Evan, Abby, Diesel, and Rev. They're supposed to be studying, right? But instead, they're caught up in that timeless high school debate. You know the one. For some of them, it's just a joke. But for Abby, who's grieving her little brother, it's anything but. They're just 4 kids, and they have absolutely no idea they're about to get a front row seat to a divine showdown.
And then, poof, just like that, the ordinary world completely falls away. There's this strange wind, a spiral of light, and suddenly the teens are at the edge of this impossible forest. And yeah, they are definitely not alone. The first of 2 divine beings is about to make her entrance.
So, let's meet Mother Nature. And she's not a person in the way we usually think of one, okay? She is an elemental force. Her skin is like shifting bark and clouds. I mean, with a history stretching back 1 billion years, she is ancient, she's patient, and she's deeply connected to the actual physical planet. She's a god of substance, a god of systems.
So what's her philosophy? Well, it's not about worship. It's really just about cause and effect. Super simple. You plant good seeds, you get good crops. She doesn't demand praise or, pick favorites. Her power is all about collaboration and natural law. It's a system, not a personality. Okay, so just as the teens are kind of processing this whole idea of a hands-off, systems-based goddess, bam! The scene is just violently interrupted. The whole energy shifts from this calm hum of the forest to something loud, demanding, and blindingly bright.
And this entrance, wow, it could not be more different. There's no quiet emergence from the elements here, oh no. Instead, a throne of white gold light just materializes, with this being wearing a crown of sharpened sunbeams. The energy around him is loud, it's demanding, like it needs everyone to look at him. This is not a quiet force of nature. This is a performance.
And here's the really crucial part. Mother Nature defines him not as some ancient organic force, but as a being that was literally created by humanity. She says he exists to serve our need for a personal God, right? A supreme deity we can worship when the world feels chaotic and unpredictable. So, in a way, he's just a reflection of us.
And this just sets up such a stark contrast with Mother Nature, doesn't it? His whole philosophy is completely self-centered. It's all about the almighty me. He demands worship, he operates on emotion, blessing the people who please him and condemning those who don't. This isn't a system of natural law. It's a system built entirely on personal approval.
All right, so with both beings now on the stage, the debate kicks off. And this is not just some little disagreement. No, it's a fundamental collision between 2 completely different ways of seeing the universe, of seeing power, and of seeing our place in all of it.
So, the Cosmic King, he opens with this declaration of an absolute monopoly. He basically says there's no room for other beliefs, no space for other systems. In his world, truth is singular, and guess what? He's the one who owns it. It's a really powerful and totally uncompromising claim to make right off the bat.
But Mother Nature's response is interesting. She doesn't even engage on his terms. She just counters with the authority of deep time and, physical reality. She's like, I've heard this all before from thousands of other gods. She basically says, you can have the afterlife, but for now, everyone is on my turf, the living, breathing world.
So the battle lines couldn't be clearer, right? On one side, you've got this billion-year-old natural force, visible in everything, whose power is all about cause and effect. And on the other side, you've got a 2,000-year-old being created in our own image, whose power is based on worship. His very existence, as she puts it, is invisible and questionable. Wow. She even accuses him of being designed to manipulate and enslave mankind.
And what's the Cosmic King's response to this pretty systematic takedown of his whole deal? A threat. That's it. He doesn't counter her logic, he doesn't debate her points. He immediately jumps to the ultimate punishment in his system: eternal damnation. It really reveals that his #1 tool for maintaining control is fear.
But Mother Nature's rebuke is just so sharp, personal, and really profound. She frames this threat of hell as something fundamentally unnatural, like it's a complete violation of the very idea of a parent's love. She just perfectly contrasts his conditional, punishing system with her own principle of unconditional care for all of her children.
So, where does this leave our 4 teens? I mean, they just came to the courtyard to study, and now they're standing right in the middle of a divine war of words. This is not some abstract thought experiment for them anymore. It is happening right in front of them, and the stakes feel very, very real and personal.
And this huge cosmic debate is cracking open their own personal struggles. For Evan, it's shaking the very foundations of a faith he's always been taught to just accept without question. And for Abby, hearing the Cosmic King talk about rejection, it just echoes the hollow words of a priest who tried to explain away her family's tragedy. This whole argument is forcing them to confront their own pain, their own doubts.
This line from the source material really just brings it all home, doesn't it? It summarizes the choice, not just for the teens, but really for all of us. It boils down to a choice between 2 models of reality. One of impersonal, natural laws, and another one based on the personal demands of an all-powerful ruler.
So we end up right where the teens began, caught in the middle. Is belief really about subscribing to a system of natural consequences? Or is it about pledging allegiance to a personality, one who rewards and punishes you based on your obedience? This choice, this clash between systems and personalities, it goes way beyond a high school courtyard, and it leaves us with the question, where do you stand?